Hey, what's going on everyone? This is iReviews back with another video, and we're talking about iOS 18.4, which is currently on the second beta, and it's an amazing update. Now, as we talked earlier, this update has a ton of new features and changes. With the first beta, we had over 40, around 50 new features and changes, and we have even more with the second beta. We talked about 20 of those yesterday, and today we have about 10 more, and there are some really interesting things happening with this update that might bring us a big surprise towards the end of this beta cycle, or maybe the public release of iOS 18.4. But we're going to talk about that a bit earlier. Let's first talk about some of the more new features and changes that we have been able to actually discover on iOS 18.4. Now, first of all, I just want to mention this. Yesterday on my video when I talked about the new visual intelligence that Apple has added to the iPhone 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max, and you can now actually use the action button to invoke it. So I talked about enabling it using the toggle section right here. Well, that's a way to do that, but you do have a dedicated button. I just missed this. So you have actually a dedicated button for your action button right here for visual intelligence, which of course allows you to just go ahead and open visual intelligence directly from here, which is amazing. So a great feature to have on your iPhone. And now if you have an iPhone 15 Pro or the 15 Pro Max, you will get this exact same feature just like the iPhone 16s on your device with the release of iOS 18.4. Now, we talked about reordering the media types on iOS 18.4. There's also right here the ability to reorder your utilities. So if you want to do that, just simply go to your utilities, tap on view all, of course, and then you will see the list of your utilities. And again, the same thing here, you will have these grabbers that actually allow you to rearrange the sections or the folders, whatever you want to call them, on your utilities section. And what you can also do is tap reset, which will actually reset everything to their default. There's also here a slight change on the adaptive noise cancellation button on the control center. So if you're using your AirPods and you go to this menu, you will see that now the adaptive one has actually been updated with new colors. Also on the TV app, you will now have this plus button right here. So on the main page, you will have play, then you will have that little plus button, which allows you to actually add that movie or that series, whatever that is, to your library. Now, here's one of my favorite features that Apple has added to iOS 18.4 Beta 2. If you go to the App Store and you go to any of the apps that you want to install or you already have installed on your device, if you go to that apps page on the App Store, you will be able to actually see the reviews right here, but you can see what's happening here. If you have a device with Apple Intelligence, then you will see a review summary. So automatically summarized reviews will be on the App Store for your device. You can see right here it says review summary, and then right here it says automatically summarized from review. So basically it will just summarize any review that users have left right here. So you can see based on all of reviews, it will give you this one summary, which basically lets you know what most people are thinking about that app. You also get this new splash screen when you first open the App Store on the second beta of iOS 18.4, and it will show you just that, automatically summarize customer reviews. It talks about that, and also the improvements that have been made to the search section on the App Store. Now on the Wallet app, you will also have now a section for your subscriptions. So if you just tap the three dots right there, tap on subscriptions and payments, you will see, if you have of course subscriptions, you will see a list of them right here, and then you will also have the three dots right there where you can turn on or off notifications, but they will appear right here. And just like with the brightness and the volume knobs on the control center, the text one also will change color. So it's actually blue when you have it up there, but if I just turn it down like this, you can see now it turns white. So you can actually switch that and it changes colors just like the brightness and the volume. And now let's talk about one of the biggest additions to iOS 18.4 Beta 2. Apple has done a lot of work with the Shortcuts app on this update. And I know we have expected the new Siri to come out since iOS 18.3, then it was pushed for iOS 18.4, but it didn't come with the first beta and the second beta as well. And there are a lot of rumors that that will happen only on iOS 18.5, but the latest changes that Apple has made to the Shortcuts app give us a hint that this update is actually really close. Now, a lot of times when Apple releases new big features, even though they might not be here with the first couple of betas, maybe even the third one, they might be released with the RC version or maybe just with the public release. A lot of times this has happened when Apple didn't add a feature to betas because they were working on it and they just released it with the public release. And I'm thinking this might happen with this update as well. Based on this, what we're seeing here, the new Siri might still come with iOS 18.4, and we know that we have another month to go before the release of iOS 18.4 to the public. That's why there's a plenty of time for this update to actually be added to iOS 18.4. Now, what this update is about, of course, the ability for Siri to work within apps, the ability for Siri to make actions, just change things within apps like settings and things like that. And this is what it does right here with Shortcuts. So you can see I have all these right here, from the weather to Safari, maps, calendar, settings right there. So if I just go to Safari right here, it says change Safari settings. So you can try this out for yourself. Just go to the Shortcuts app, create a new shortcut, search for change settings. You can see right here, if we just tap on Safari there, then we will have this list of things that we can actually change on Safari. So if I just go to close tab right here, tap right there, so I can change the setting of Safari for closing tabs. So I have it set on manually. I can just go ahead and maybe set it to 1 week. This way I create this shortcut that will change the setting for me every time I run it. That's actually really awesome, and that's what the new Siri is actually supposed to do. Basically be able to make actions within apps, and that third-party apps as well. So we will have to wait for that and see how it will be implemented, but it looks really interesting. In my opinion, we might be getting a surprise right here, and due to the fact that there is plenty of time until the release of iOS 18.4 to the public, I think that we have a very good chance that this feature will actually be added to iOS 18.4. Now, we're currently on the second beta, and it's what, 5th of March right here. We have about 3 or actually 4 maybe betas to go until the RC version and then the public release, which will happen right here, either the 7th or the 14th of April. These are the 2 dates that I'm expecting Apple to actually release iOS 18.4 to the public, so there's plenty of time for the new Siri to actually be added to this update and not wait for iOS 18.5, which is also not that far away, because most likely Apple will be able to actually release 18.5 before WWDC 2025, which will be at the beginning of June. So if Apple just starts the betas of 18.5 somewhere here, they will have to release it towards the end of March, because most likely the 2nd or the 9th of June will be the dates when Apple will hold their new WWDC 2025. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know right down below, what do you think about this update? Will it include the new Siri or not? That is it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.